What's up guys, Mickle here, and in this video we have some breaking news to go over in the Ripple SEC case. The SEC just filed a new motion in this case, and guys, this is going to have some big implications. In this video, we're going to go over exactly what the SEC just did and how it's going to impact this case going forward. You guys are not going to want to miss this. We also have some more breaking news to go over. This video is going to be jam-packed. The SEC just filed another case alleging that 9 other crypto projects are also securities. In this video, we're going to go over this case, whether or not it could have implications on the current Ripple SEC case. Guys, most importantly though, we're going to go over what some different lawyers are saying about this case, because guys, this thing is very interesting, and attorney Fred has already come out and said that this new case is absolutely evil, but brilliant at the same time by the SEC. We're going to break down exactly what he means by this. Guys, make sure you stick around for that. This is very interesting. Last of all, I want to finish this video off with some extremely bullish news, because with all the SEC's antics, it's very easy to become pessimistic on the cryptocurrency industry. Guys, I want to show you that XRP is gonna be a critical part of our financial system, and the Federal Reserve has known that since 2014. Make sure you guys stick around for that, because I'm going to show you guys one of the more interesting tweets I have ever seen out of Ripple the company. Guys, this is a very old tweet, but it's really going to make your head spin. Like always, if you guys are new to this channel or come here all the time, please take a second to hit the like and subscribe button down below. It goes such a long way in helping this channel grow, and it really does mean so much to me. If you guys are ever looking for a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out the link in the description below. With that said though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. Real quick guys, MOO-MOO is running an awesome promotion where if you sign up with their exchange using the link in the description below and deposit just $1, you will be eligible to win 6 free stocks. Each one could be worth up to $1,000, so make sure to check that out if you want some free stocks. So guys, I want to start this video off with some pretty funny news, because we may have just witnessed one of the most brutal Twitter ratios of all time. The other day during the SEC oversight hearing in front of Congress, Congressman Brad Sherman went out of his way, went off the cuff. He seemed like a crazy man, essentially ranting about how he thought XRP was a security. It looks like he's kind of trying to walk back on these words. I don't think he was necessarily supposed to be talking about this. We know that different members of Congress are not supposed to talk about ongoing litigation. So today on Twitter, he kind of went out and started backtracking on some of the things he said. I thought it was pretty funny though, because his original tweet where he was backtracking only got 365 likes, and Jeremy Hogan actually responded to it, and he said, "Do you often give a public opinion on a pending legal case without seeing the actual evidence of the case?" And Jeremy Hogan's tweet responding to him got 6,000 likes. I honestly think this might be one of the most brutal ratios in all of Twitter history, but I thought it was pretty funny, and props to Jeremy Hogan for pushing back against Brad Sherman and his rant about XRP being a security despite seeing any evidence in the case. Let's keep moving though, because we have some very interesting stuff to cover regarding the SEC. Just today out of Haley Lennon, SEC has filed a lawsuit against an ex-Coinbase employee and 2 other named individuals in relation to an insider trading scheme. Interestingly enough, the lawsuit also alleges the following tokens are securities: AMP, Rally, DDX, XYO, RGT, LCX, Power, DFX, and KROM. So I actually don't know too many of these cryptocurrencies, but a few things that really stood out to me when I first saw this. First of all, the SEC is not actually suing Coinbase for marketing or putting these so-called securities on their exchange. The SEC is actually suing an individual for insider trading these supposed securities. So I thought this was pretty interesting, and when I first saw this, it really didn't make a lot of sense to me. Why would the SEC be going after these individuals for trading these so-called securities and not going after Coinbase if Coinbase was the entity that actually listed these securities? The whole thing seemed a little confusing to me. I couldn't really wrap my head around it. But guys, the SEC did this for a very specific reason, and attorney Fred actually pointed out why he thought that was the case. And guys, let me tell you, I think he is on the money here. And guys, it is evil, but let me tell you, it actually is kind of brilliant by the SEC, even though I absolutely hate what they're doing here. Take a look at this. Attorney Fred tweeted out, "This is very bad for the projects behind these coins. The defendants here cannot fight as hard as the projects themselves. Brilliant attempt at an end-around security designation by the SEC. Evil, but brilliant." So what attorney Fred is pointing out here, and guys, what the SEC is doing here is disgusting. It's gross. It's horrible, but it really is a kind of a smart move if it does play out well for them. What the SEC is doing is essentially going back to the drawing board. They are realizing that suing Ripple was a horrible idea. Ripple has so much money, they have high-level attorneys that can fight the SEC, and the SEC is getting their butt kicked. So the SEC is looking for a new way to fight these crypto projects. So what they decided to do, and this is very interesting, is rather than going after the foundations that provide the tokens, they are actually just going after a random individual who worked at Coinbase, saying they were insider trading, and in the process also calling these token securities. Because of this, this one individual is gonna have to fight the fact that each one of these 9 tokens is not a security rather than the projects themselves. This one individual very likely has a lot less money than all these projects put together. So the SEC used this to their advantage and actually sued this individual, and in the process of attacking this individual, they also alleged that some of the tokens this individual was dealing with were also securities. Now this is very, very sneaky by the SEC. I don't know the legal basis behind what they're doing. It seems like to me these projects have the right to get involved in this case and actually fight for their own designation, or at least should be able to donate to the lady who's gonna have her legal team essentially fighting for the future of these different projects. This is very interesting though, and something we're gonna have to keep a very close eye on, because guys, this is a new strategy for the SEC. The SEC clearly knows after fighting this Ripple case that they cannot fight another big name legal team. They are losing badly to the Ripple team. They're draining all their resources. So this is a new strategy for the SEC to essentially attack these projects from the back. Now I want to point out that the CFTC was not having this today, and I haven't seen the CFTC even comment on the current Ripple SEC case, but the CFTC came out today essentially blasting the SEC for their strategy of regulation by enforcement and saying this idea of attacking different crypto projects before there's clear rules of the road is absolutely absurd. So I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering, will this affect the current Ripple SEC case? And maybe it could. Maybe the SEC could come back and say, look, these tokens are securities, so XRP is also a security. But the thing I think is very important to point out here is the SEC actually admitted that the person they are suing in this case, who is allegedly trading these illegal securities, actually was trading 25 different tokens, and the SEC is only alleging that 9 of those tokens are securities. So I'm not sure if this would necessarily be any kind of home run for the Ripple SEC case, because if anything, XRP could just as easily be one of those tokens that the SEC did not claim was a security, and if anything, in my opinion, actually provide some clarity in proving the SEC does in fact understand a lot of these tokens are not going to be securities going forward. So I actually think this is kind of good news, because if the SEC came out and said, look, all 25 tokens this person touched were securities, and the SEC won that, well, then that might be a big deal, especially if not all of them were ICO cases. But because the SEC is only alleging a small number of the total 25 were securities, I think it's actually kind of a bullish sign and shows that the SEC is starting to understand that their power is limited. The thing I do not like is their backdoor attempt to try to make this happen. Let's keep moving though. I told you guys this video is going to be jam-packed, and this is the breaking filing we just had out of the SEC in the Ripple SEC case. This was out of James K. Filan. He tweeted out, "The SEC has requested permission to file a 30-page opening brief and a 10-page reply brief to support the SEC's objections to Magistrate Judge Netburn's ruling ordering the SEC to disclose the Hinman speech documents. Ripple objects." So what's going on here? And guys, I think we all knew this was coming. The SEC is essentially objecting to handing over the Bill Hinman Ethereum Free Pass documents to Judge Torres. They're essentially saying that Judge Netburn got it wrong. We want a different judge to look at this, and now they're asking Judge Torres to take a look at Judge Netburn's decisions and see whether or not Judge Judge Torres agrees with her that Ripple should get these documents, or Judge Torres does not agree and the SEC should not have to hand over the Bill Hinman Ethereum Free Pass documents. So what do I think is going to happen here? I think there's pretty much a 0% chance that Judge Torres would overturn Judge Netburn, and that's because Judge Torres and Judge Netburn actually work together on a lot of these rulings. Judge Netburn would have never denied the SEC like 5 times in a row just for Judge Torres to overturn her decision. Guys, I don't think there's any way this is going to happen, especially because Judge Torres' entire case has also leaned towards public disclosure. She clearly knows the SEC's got some big problems internally at their agency, and that's one of the reasons she even let John Deaton into this case. I do not see any way possible Judge Torres would go against this motto she's had this entire time and suddenly advocate for the SEC not making different documents public. She is going to make the SEC turn over these documents, and I have a feeling we're going to get another one-word reply from Judge Torres where she is simply going to say denied. So just hypothetically, because I really do think it's almost a given that Judge Torres is going to deny the SEC on this motion, just a hypothetical, the SEC could then make another objection to a higher level court. But after talking to some different attorneys in private about this happening, most of them had said the high probability is that even if the SEC does object to a higher level court, that higher level court will most likely simply deny the motion to the SEC because Judge Netburn and Judge Torres have already made it so clear these documents are going over to Ripple, and I think the SEC actually knows that too. I have a feeling that every motion we see going forward out of the SEC regarding an objection to handing over these Bill Hinman Ethereum Free Pass documents really has to do more with delaying this decision and trying to push a settlement behind the scenes before they have to hand over these documents, because guys, the SEC has to know these documents are going to get handed over. It's already been ruled on multiple times. At this point, it's just a delay game, hoping they can reach some kind of resolution before these documents actually get handed over. And don't worry, it's not just me. Jeremy Hogan agrees that the SEC objecting on this decision is absolutely insane and points out that the SEC is actually objecting to one of Judge Netburn's rulings where she called the SEC's argument completely hypocritical. It's crazy for the SEC to think this could ever get overturned, but like I said, I think this is all a delay game. They're trying to push off handing over these emails and are just gonna hope there's a resolution to this case before they actually get handed over. One last thing before I let you guys go, you guys need to see this. This is something I never saw before, but it's very interesting. I love these old tweets out of Chris Larson, Brad Garlinghouse, and Ripple. They're all always so interesting. This was out of Chris Larson. He was doing some old-fashioned retweet where he just said retweet and was retweeting a Ripple tweet where they were pointing out that a VP of the St. Louis Fed said there was room for beneficial coexistence for central banks together with Ripple. Guys, this is so interesting. It looks like the Federal Reserve banks have had Ripple in their eyes. They've been looking at XRP as early as 2014 and have had enough knowledge about it to actually articulate how beneficial Ripple and XRP could be to the traditional financial system. Guys, if this isn't proof that XRP and Ripple are going to be heavily involved in the future financial system of the United States, I don't know what else to show you. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys all have a good day. Make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help me out so much. And for now, Mickle out.